today, in theory, I was going to do some more recordings for class using PowerPoint. But as you can see here, they're broken. So instead, what we're gonna do is make the pivot over to R and do the rest of the class in R. But you'll be able to read them. So yeah, I'm gonna close this window. So here's where we're gonna go. Let me make sure it's saved. Yeah, so I'm gonna pop this open. Cool. Close this. Figure out, so you get to see behind the curtain today. How do I make this zoom? There we go. Okay. Cool. So yeah, welcome to Data Science for Psychologists. Yeah, let's go. Actually, first let me fix some lighting. Okay, there we go. Yeah, filming requires a lot of lighting. Who knew? So yeah, welcome. Today I'm going to kind of record what you'll see as a first lecture, but I want to at least do that here. So welcome. This little chunk is called Hello World. This is day one. So what is data science? Is it data plus computer science? Is it data plus science? Is it data plus people plus science? So here's what data science is. Data science is an exciting discipline that allows you to turn raw data into understanding, insight, and knowledge. So we're going to learn how to do this in a tidy way. So more on that later, but we're going to be doing a lot of tidyverse, which is kind of the data science framework with R. So this course is an intro to data science with an emphasis on statistical thinking and best practices, all through the lens of psychology. So, what kind of background does this class assume? None. I assume you know nothing. But that's okay. I mean, if you know more than nothing, awesome! So, is this an intro stat class? No. Is this a classic statistics class either? No. So obviously statistics and data science are really closely related. There's a ton of overlap. This is a great way to get exposure to statistics with R, but this is not your classic stats class. There will be computing. No hand calculations. You're welcome to do them, but you do not have to. So also, this is not an intro computer science course. There are many similar themes, and you'll learn a bit, but this is a data science class. Now, we're going to learn R. We're not going to learn Java, C++, Fortran. I'm happy to talk about why this is the language of choice and why it's not Python. So grab some office hours if you want them. They're over on Calendly. So where can I find this class? So you can find this class right here at this link. Dookie! Come here. This is the kind of GitHub hosting. There's also a Canvas website, but GitHub is where we're going to do a lot of the work, and it's a skill we're going to learn this semester. So before we get into it, I want to show you some cool data visualizations. So this is a visualization of children named Beyonce, born in each state between 1995 and 2015. This is, you can do this. This is fully within your power. Here is another example looking at punctuation in literature. It doesn't seem to differ by book except for Ulysses, that the comma is the most popular piece of punctuation. Okay, and yeah, for the most part. Period comes in close second. But this is also how we can look at data. We can also analyze Twitter and scrape data from that, although I don't think we can anymore. As of filming, it is, just to date this video, it is January 11th. Trump has been banned from Twitter for like 3 days now. Well, in theory, you can scrape his Twitter data. In practice, apparently you cannot. But as we can see here, there's a big difference in how tweets that come from an Android phone versus an iPhone differ. So you can see that Trump's only writing from his from an Android, while his campaign staffers seem to be using iPhones. Here's another illustration of scraping Twitter, where you can see down here, you can do it all on Twitter, and I will let you appreciate this art on your own time. Yeah, we can also look at economic and political data, as well as, okay, now I'm going to show you some actual data we can play with. Give it a second. Yeah. Here we go. Let's change this to, okay, let's look at Romania. United Arab Emirates, and United Kingdom. Yeah, so you can do that. This is literally using a Shiny app that I did not write, but it illustrates some of the power of R. These are just some of the cool things you can do in R. Now, this was going to be a first in-class activity, but I want to make sure all the lectures are recorded, because some of these students might not be able to make it. So the first thing we are going to do in this class is create a GitHub account. Now, if you already have one, awesome. I have one. My lab has theirs as a group account. And in general, some really good tips are to incorporate your actual name from a branding perspective, reuse usernames from other contexts like Twitter, Slack, Reddit if you want to be, known. The idea is to pick something so people can connect all your disparate things together, because GitHub is a place to showcase a portfolio and some cool code. So you want to pick a username that you're comfortable revealing to your future boss. So maybe not a Tutti Frutti 69 or something. Pick something professional so that you don't have to deal with it. I will show you mine. Cool. So while my lab has a GitHub here, I have a GitHub profile, which is super creatively named S. Mason Garrison. Same as my Twitter handle, my website, you name it, even my Wikipedia page. And it's just a way to keep all the stuff together, as well as kind of highlight some cool skills. I use it for a lot of stuff. For example, all of my syllabi are here. I have a spell check macro that, there we go, catches a lot of my errors. My CV is here. Some older stuff. Some Crusader Kings mods. These are all the things that like aren't affiliated with my lab for the most part, so they're like weird stuff. But that's the idea. While the R lab is just got lots of people. Cool. Yep. So yeah. So pick a username. Make it timeless. Don't link it to your job, because you may want to leave your job. You'll also want to avoid words that are laden with specific computer programming meaning. So, like avoid NA, null, things like that. Now, unfortunately, some people actually have last names like NA and null, or a drop table. Okay, not that last one. But that you really want to avoid database pieces as much as possible. If you have a name that has some programming language aspects to it, please let me know. I'm happy to help you come up with a variant that won't ruin databases. So yeah, that's my basic pro tips. Now, I got this kind of basic tip list from Happy Git with R by Jenny Bryan. Now, it's a fantastic resource, and you have access to these slides. It's a fantastic resource. A lot of her work is incorporated into the course notes. I've done my best to give credit. Like, the framework for this class comes from Data Science in a Box, where that was frankly the only way I was able to get a working framework to make the quick port from PowerPoint to here. So that's wrapping up Data in the Wild. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.